Chapter 9. Come on, Beth. Other people have to use the bathroom too. If we miss the bus, you'll have to drive us to school. I'm banging on the bathroom door while Zach leans listlessly against the wall next to me. You've been in there for an hour. I'm shaving, she yells out. Do you want me to cut myself? Do you really want me to answer that? I reply. A minute later, the door opens, and before I can get in, Zach suddenly springs to life and beats me to it. Better work on those reflexes, Beth says as she walks past me, her hair wrapped in a towel. This is one of those times when being an only child would be really, really good. There's no way I'll have time to shower now, so I might as well check if Adam responded to my email about acupuncture. I throw on my clothes and hurry downstairs. Dear Mia, the acupuncture sounds great. If you're looking for a good fake symptom, allow me to suggest an earache. The only thing I've ever done to try to enhance my synesthesia was to get really drunk on eggnog one Christmas. I learned my lesson, though, when all I saw for the next 5 hours was the inside of the toilet bowl. You should definitely go. No matter what, even if you have to sneak around behind your parents' backs. I can write you a fake doctor's note if you want. Let me know. Adam. The fake doctor's note sounded a bit extreme, but there's no way my parents would let me go if I asked. I'm very lucky to have Adam to write to, not because he's the only one who understands me, but because I seem to be fighting with everyone in my family. Just yesterday, Zach declared I was acting all superior because I told him I was too busy to help him study for his vocabulary test. I told him that maybe, just maybe, my brain actually was more superior than his, and that my colors are an advancement in evolution. He said that more likely I'm some kind of throwback, and now he's been calling me the missing link. I don't think it's very funny. Mia, my mom calls out as I'm leaving the small office. You have a phone call. I quickly delete the letter, run up to her room, and take the phone. It's Jerry, she says. I can't imagine what he wants, but I'm just relieved it isn't my math teacher calling to accuse me of cheating. I say hello. Hi, Mia. Your mother says you're about to leave for school, so I'll make this fast. The funding just came through to bring a group of synesthetes together over Thanksgiving for a few days of comparing notes. We'll have group discussions, and basically you'll all get to learn from one another. You're one of the lucky ones since you live only a couple of hours from here. Do you think you'd like to participate? My eyes widen. Definitely. Good. Why don't you put your mother back on the phone and I'll give her the details? Okay, I say. Hey, can I bring someone with me who might be a synesthete too? His name's Billy Hankel. Of course. Have his parents contact me. I don't know how to reach his parents, I admit, but you know his last name, right? Just look in the phone book. What on earth is wrong with me that I didn't think of that before? I feel like a huge idiot as I hand the phone back to my mother. Who's Billy? Mom asks, holding her hand over the mouthpiece. I'll tell you later. I can't keep track of your boyfriend, she says. Huh? She waves me away as she takes down the information from Jerry. While I'm waiting, I pull out the phone book she keeps under her night table. Scanning through the H's, I find no Hinkles listed in town or in the neighboring towns. I try spelling it as many ways as I can think of, but have no luck. I pace across the well-worn carpet until my mother hangs up. What boyfriends, I repeat. Don't be embarrassed, she says. Your brother told me about them. What did he tell you? You're going to miss the bus, she says, checking the clock on her night table. And don't forget you have your math tutor after school. Mom, please, I don't have any boyfriends. Roger and Adam, she asks and chuckles. You kids grow up so fast these days. Roger, I repeat through gritted teeth. He's just a kid from school, and I haven't even met Adam in person. I'm going to kill Zach. I storm out of her room, grab my stuff for school, and walk quickly down the street to the bus stop. Zach must really be mad at me if he made those things up about Roger and Adam. That's something Beth would have done, but not Zach. I didn't even realize he knew Roger's name. The bus arrives right as I get to the stop. I glare at Zach when I get on and then go sit with Jenna. There's this weird vibe between us now, like we're still best friends, except it's different. I don't know if she notices it or not. Right now, she's totally obsessed with planning her party. I try to act as if I'm excited about her selection of decorations, but it's hard. My head is filled with so many more important things. I was going to tell her about Adam, but she doesn't give me the chance. Jenna is still talking about the party on the bus right after school, and I'm actually glad that I have to go straight home for my tutor. As I toss my book bag on the bottom of the staircase, I hear an unfamiliar voice. say, "Don't worry, Mrs. Winchell. Mia's going to do great. You'll see." I tiptoe down the hall and peek up my head into the kitchen. My mother is sitting at the table with a girl who looks around about 18. She has long, straight, brown hair that parted down the middle and sparkly green eyes. She's wearing a wide smile and a low-cut shirt. "Mia, this is your tutor, Samantha." "Hi," I say, feeling like a completely different species from this girl. "Why don't I leave the two of you to get down to work?" my mother says, making her exit. "Have fun." "We will, Mrs. Winchell," Samantha says way too cheerily. She pushes a chair close to hers and motions for me to sit down. I can tell she's already laid out paper, pencils, and textbooks. As Samantha starts talking, I begin to wish I was back with Jenna, hearing about the party. "Now, Mia," she says excitedly. "Even though it may not seem like it, math is a concept too. A mathematical equation is asking you to arrive at a number after manipulating other numbers. And the numbers stand for quantities. We're going to teach you to approach math problems differently. In a way, we'll be mapping out the equations in space until you feel like you can reach out and grab them. Doesn't that sound great?" She is almost giddy. I wish I could match her enthusiasm, but right now my difficulty with math doesn't seem as important as it used to. And after all, I did get an A on that last test. But Samantha is so eager to help me that I say, "Yeah, that sounds really great," and resign myself to the math lesson. Halfway through it, Zach comes home and barges right into the kitchen. "Oh, sorry," he says, stopping short and staring at us. "I didn't know you had company." I sigh. "Samantha, this is my brother, Zach." "Nice to meet you," she says, holding out her hand. Zach looks utterly enthralled, and then he takes her hand. I'm afraid he's going to kiss it. He hangs around the kitchen for a few more minutes, fixing himself the slowest peanut butter and jelly sandwich in recorded history, and keeping one eye on Samantha at all times. Since when did Zach start liking girls? "Say goodbye, Zach," I finally tell him. He backs slowly out of the room, still staring and smiling awkwardly. Either Samantha doesn't notice, or she's used to the attention. After 2 hours, she finally runs out of steam, and I feel like I'm going to explode from concentrating so hard. I let her out the front door and go to check out the noises I hear coming from the den. Beth and Zach are balancing on one foot with their arms high above their heads. Their eyes are closed. "Breathe in through your nose. Hold it. Breathe out through your mouth," Beth says in a low, soothing voice. I watch mesmerized. Suddenly, Zach loses his balance and tips over, almost taking Beth down with him. Zach looks up at me from the floor. "So what do you think?" he asks. "I look pretty good in this yoga outfit, don't I?" He's wearing last year's gym shorts and a t-shirt that says "Runs with Scissors" on the front and "Plays Well with Others" on the back. I'm still mad at him for making up the boyfriend thing. "Actually, you look pretty stupid," I say spitefully. "Missing a link," he mutters as he gets to his feet. "Jealous much?" I snap back, walking quickly away. "It's okay, Zach," Beth says, stretching her arms wide. "Don't let her uncenter you with her negativity. Let's go to the next pose." The back door opens and the smell of pizza wafts into the room. Dad must have brought it home for dinner. I run into the kitchen before Beth and Zach can untangle themselves. Dad goes upstairs to get Mom, so for one wonderful second, I'm alone with my choice of pizza. Beth and Zach arrive a second later, and each grabs a slice from different boxes. "I guess yoga makes you hungry," I say. "You shouldn't knock it till you try it," Beth replies, her mouth already full. "It's very relaxing and centering." "I'm relaxed and centered enough," I tell her, helping myself to a slice with pepperoni. "Ha," Zach says. "What's your problem lately?" I ask him. "Why did you tell Mom I have 2 boyfriends?" "Since when do you have 2 boyfriends?" Beth asks, narrowing her eyes at me. "Since never," I say, turning back to Zach. I told her to get back at you," he says, reaching for another slice. "For what?" "I don't really know." "Nice." I hear her parents coming down the stairs, and suddenly I'm not in the mood for a group meal. Whatever. Have a great dinner. I put one more slice on my plate and leave the room. "Where are you going?" Dad asks as I run into him and Mom in the hall. "I haven't seen you all day." "I'm going to take a bath since Beth taught the bathroom this morning," I tell them. "Also, I don't feel so well." That's the truth in a way. I'm sick of everyone. "Okay," my father says, sounding a bit disappointed. "Maybe you'll come talk afterward?" "Maybe," I tell him, climbing the stairs to the steps 2 at a time. I finish all the pizza by the time I get to my room. I lay the plate next to Mango's pill bottle. He raises his head from the bed and gives a sleepy meow. I sit down to scratch him and scratch under his chin until he purrs like a train engine and mango-covered puffs fill the air. He reaches out a paw and bats at the string on my sweatshirt. I grab my portable radio, and Mango follows me to the bathroom. He circles the bath mat until he finds the perfect spot to curl up in. He learns the dangers of sitting on the edge of the tub last winter after he fell in, and my dad had to blow dry him. I'm attempting to duplicate the situation the woman wrote about, where she saw all the shapes in the steam. I turn on the hot water full blast. Without my partner in crime, I'll have to sneak into Beth's room alone to find the last key ingredient for my bath experiment. I close the door behind me to keep in the steam, look over my shoulder twice, and then pretend that Jenna is standing guard for me at the top of the stairs. Beth has so many candles that she'll never miss one. I choose a short, squat yellow one from her bookshelf and grab a book of matches from the dresser drawer where I stash them. We're all forbidden to keep matches in our room since Zach nearly burned off his left ear when he was 8 and in his playing with fire stage. Beth is supposed to ask one of our parents to light her candles for her. But hey, if she hadn't hidden those matches, they wouldn't have them right now. I hurry back to the bathroom and am pleased to see a nice hazy mist has developed. The water is almost at the top of the tub, so I leap over Mango and quickly turn the handles. I doubt my parents would be too happy if I flooded the place. I put my clothes into a neat pile, light the candle, and turn the radio to a classical station. I switch off the light and admire the way the candle illuminates the steam. Right away, all the colors of the music have more dimension. The steam makes them solid somehow. It's beautiful. The violins are hundreds of shimmering gold lights, the horns are cubes of green, and the drums are a bright aqua blue. It feels like I can almost reach out and touch them. Eventually, I remember that I'm supposed to be in the tub, not standing in the middle of the room. The water is really hot, so I get in slowly. The steam is still rising from the water, and I watch the colors flow through it. It's like I'm a part of the whole fabric of the universe, the air, the water, the music, the colors, the shapes, and me, right in the middle. I can't believe I'm just discovering this. It makes me want to paint. It makes me want to sing. It reminds me of the 6th grade field trip to the planetarium, except this time it's my own personal laser light show. Eventually the water gets cold, and since I'm already ignored both Zach's and Beth's knocks, I reluctantly drain the water and towel off. As soon as the water is almost gone, Mango jumps into the tub and starts licking the drain. "That's gross, Mango," I tell him, promptly lifting him back out. He shakes water off his whiskers, and I swear it looks like he's winking at me. I stash the radio and candle under the sink behind the rolls of toilet paper. As soon as I leave the bathroom, Zach rushes in and locks the door. I realize on the way to my room that I haven't done the 3 good deeds to make up for lying to my mother about my homework the other day. Even though I'm not Catholic, I say Hail Mary, give Mango his medicine, and then throw in another Hail Mary because I can't think of anything else. After a week of stalling, I wake up Sunday morning with one goal, to call Roger and set up the acupuncture session. I can't imagine it could be more intense than the baths, which have become an almost nightly event, and I can't wait to find out. When my clocks reach 10 a.m., I dial his number. A young girl's voice answers, and I ask for Roger. "Who is this?" she asks suspiciously. "It's Mia," I tell him. "I go to school with Roger." "Roger!" she yells so loud that I jump. "It's your girlfriend, Mia." "She's not my girlfriend," Roger hisses in the background. I hear him grab the phone from his sister. "Sorry about that," he mumbles. I can picture his face turning red. "She drives me crazy." "It's okay," I say. "She should meet my brother. They have a lot in common." "So you're calling about the project, right?" Right. I stammer. "The project. Are you having a problem with your part of the research?" I'm supposed to be researching the religious beliefs of the Igbo people. I haven't even begun, but I can't tell him that. "I'll have it done before we meet on Tuesday," I tell him confidently. I shift my internal calendar to Monday night and make a mental note to finish the assignment by then. Silence on the other end. "So what are you calling about then?" Well, I say slowly, drawing out the word. "You get your acupuncture on Wednesday afternoons, right?" Usually, why? I take a deep breath. I was wondering if you would let me come with you. I could get the appointment right after yours, and then maybe your mom could take me home. I hold his breath from his response. After a painfully long pause, he says, I guess that could work, but why would you need to go? Why do you need to go? Now it's my turn to pause. Before I can respond, he says, It's okay. You don't have to tell me if it's private or something. No, it's okay, I say quickly. I have an earache that just won't go away. Even to me, it sounds like lying. Oh, he says, Well, I'll bring in the phone number tomorrow. Can't you call for me? I guess so. Relief floods through me. And your mother? Do you think she can take me home? I don't see why not, he says. I'll let you know about the appointment as soon as I hear. I thank him and quickly hang up. I suspect Roger knows I'm lying, and I wonder what he thinks I'm doing it for. He's practically the only person in my grade who hasn't asked me what color his name is. It's actually a deep, dark purple, like the skin of an eggplant. We've never spoken about that day at the vet's office either. It's like an unspoken agreement. Jenna has asked me to come over for weeks now, so I put on warm clothes and scribble a post-it note for my parents. I'm about to stick it on the refrigerator door when voices float in from down the hall. I don't care what Jerry thinks, Dad says, slamming his tool chest closed. I don't like what's going on. I stand perfectly still, the paper poised in my hand. She's in a phase, my mother answers calmly. She's just trying to figure out who she is. But her grades aren't improving, he points out, and her report card comes out in a little over a month. She recently got an A on a math test, my mother says. She did? I didn't know that. Did I forget to show him the test? I must have. It's a little strange, though, my mother muses. The test was before she started working with Samantha. I don't move a muscle, and I hear them move towards the front door. My father says something in response, but the furnace kicks in, and I can't hear it clearly over the noise. The front door closes, and they're gone. My head shakes as I stick the note on the fridge. I'm half tempted to go back upstairs and lose myself in the bathtub, but I can't risk letting down Jenna again. A phase. Ha! As I open the back door, my friendship bracelet gets caught in the latch and the thread rips. Suckling in a breath, I tuck the broken ends back in place so Jenna won't notice. Maybe we're getting too old to wear them after all.